I need one of those ECS badges from the store because my CS:GO jacket has a patch. It comes with a Dust 2 little circular badge and also the diamond thing. The original set of badges, there was like a diamond one, which was my favorite one. It comes with those, but I can put my ECS badge on my my anorak, as my girlfriend calls it. Anyway, we're going on to train between these two teams, Renegades and NRG. NRG with a solid 1-0 on Inferno. So let's see if they can go 2 for 2. That makes them 5-0 on top of the leaderboard for the time being, which is still early, so not too much to read into that, but it's nice to see a consistent performance from NRG, I think it's fair to say. Is it fair, Dan? Yeah,
I'm just thinking about anoraks, because I don't think I've heard anything about anoraks in a long time. I think I've heard anyone say that word in maybe 10 years. Yeah,
she likes to mock me about that, so there we go. I may or may
what
not
is an anorak? Can you describe an anorak?
I suppose like a raincoat that makes you look like a nerd.
Huh. I didn't even know. I thought you were talking about a brand or something. I've never heard this word before.
Yeah. It's like rain. It's code for rain, I guess, just like waterproof.
If you were standing by an airport plane spotting, you might wear an anorak. You just to complete the look, you know. So I don't know.
I always think of them as being yellow as well for some reason.
Oh, I can't. My phone's charging.
I think that's a very British thing.
Okay, it'd be funny if it was just something else entirely. Anyway, we are into the pistol round. Renegades on that CT side, NRG on the T side. They started out so well on the previous T side. Let's see what they've got going on for Train. Nifty with a forward position, a bait setup, but with the USP, it's sad times. Fugly and Ethan easily making quick work of them. JKS, the last bastion perhaps, but no, actually Answer's still there. Not having a good time of it either. Systematically, they are being wiped off the face of Train.
It's always great to have your setup completely called out. You just get pre-fired, pushing up to your spot, not even able to take a shot. And what a round from Ethan, who actually, even though Cirque has been amazing and Paris is putting up numbers and Fugly's been hitting shots and Daps is getting his 1v4s and everything like that, Ethan has been the top performer for NRG outside of ECS. And ECS,
that's nasty.
With last week, Cirque was up there, but yeah, Ethan.
Actually, this team does have a lot of young talent, like between Ethan, Cirque, and Breeze. Those are three very young players.
Yep. Juveniles. Juvie.
Really cool. It's kind of interesting too. We're starting to see some of the newer generations coming into professional Counter-Strike now, which is very cool. And the Force Buy is met with violence here from NRG's perspective. They got the AKs and they're just going to run into B and take the trades as they may, and it's going pretty well.
What do you do at this point? Azure and Jaken with full armor and CZs probably try to position themselves to steal a kill away. That's a great one for Jaken. He can use that Mac 10 to build even more money than he would with the CZ. Double the kill bonus, in fact. Nifty ecoing for the AWP is the one which, with not much to gain, maybe he picks up the Mac 10 or the CZ in a later round. Maybe the CZ since he won't have Kevlar. But this is a pretty solid save. Jacob can drop his pistol, as mentioned, to Nifty, and then they're good to go for another round of carnage. There's a really nice, when we watched FaZe play on this map, we saw a nice pop flash from Nico towards Ivy, where you hold down mouse 1 and 2, which I made a very brief video of on my YouTube channel for people to absorb.
Yeah, you stand back 6 and then aim for the second rung on the ceiling, and then you throw the flash over the box for Ivy.
Yeah, so it collides with nothing, and can be devastating. Okay, 4-man pop. Like 4-man on road. Molotov towards the camera position or stop sign, depending on what you prefer. The smoke down towards Ivy, one of the more important smokes for a T side coming out into the A site, and it definitely helps with getting the bomb down.
Not much for Renegades to do. It's one of those things where there is so much value in creating post plants, and it's very hard for a team to stop you sometimes if they just have a force buy. But I feel like there's a lot of teams out there that don't really prioritize getting the bomb down and creating a setup that will allow you a timing window where it's very likely you can do that, because now the pistols, they have to like move out into the open. They can't play crossfires. They can't like dodge around the trains nearly as much as you would see when they are particularly potent on maps such as Train. And the timers on them, and it's very unlikely to have a defuse kit as well. So there's just so many advantages to doing it. And I can see, you know, NRG really understanding some of these concepts here and making it impossible for Renegades. And this is one of the better maps for a CT4 spy, actually.
I find it really interesting that Renegades chose to charge the site towards the end there, because Jacob and Azza, if I'm not mistaken, still had full Kevlar. And now look at the grenades they have in this round and the buy. They've got basically nothing. So I feel like they could have just had an extra $1,000 or $650 rather, just by not doing that.
Well, 100% they should have. They should have looked for exits. They shouldn't. Like, you're basically retaking, and your retake kills are extremely difficult on outside. And just actually add on to Dan's point, it's just like the hardest part about Train on outside is getting the bomb down. Once you're in the post plant, it's one of the easiest rounds on any site that you can have. The way that you can play the trains, ladder, T-con, all for your post plant, the fact that you can stand so far away from the bomb and still be within line of sight of it at any time, it makes it incredibly difficult for the CTs to retake. So yeah, I mean, they should have picked the choke point and stood there and waited, because now they're definitely low on utility. But the bomb going down on inner is a much different story. They can get the plant, but if they don't get kills, it's such an easy retake. And so that's why we see a lot of teams pushing up very far.
I'm not sure if he was blind, or just stuck. Either way, that could help the situation for NRG. As you said, Ethan's position by the smoke here is very pivotal. That smoke will dissipate soon, though, and Ethan has to respect that. Jacob spots out his position. This is handled very well so far from Renegades. Cirque, the only man to worry about now, but not too much to worry about. He has no health. He has to back away and concede the round. They do get some damage. They do get the bomb down as well, so it's not an awful situation by any stretch for NRG. This is Renegade's ability now, or this puts us in a situation where Renegades have the ability to even things up a bit, which is really important. They struggled desperately on Inferno to have any momentum at the beginning of the game.
They're still actually going to be kind of light on grenades. If I was NRG, I would call something fast outside here, just because they still have Molotovs, but they're kind of light on 2 people. And here's a couple of smokes that are going to go out. Doesn't seem like they're going to exec right away, but they've already got ladder control, so they might go out on this.
Ooh, so many grenades flying into main. Breeze will survive some of it. I wouldn't say most of it.
Oh, no, he did.
It did look weird, didn't it, there with Cirque to get the kill. The trades will continue. Breeze and Cirque remaining. Cirque picking up the bomb, and Breeze, where does he go? Does he continue on in the A site around the E-box? Now the smoke's starting to disappear. But Azza had an angle towards E-box, but I think his teammate smoked him off. Very curious stuff with that smoke around connector. That's from the CTs. Breeze will get pop flashed in, but he's going into a crossfire. And I don't know if that was some kind of bait, but it won't work out for them. Cirque trying to draw them out now. Spots Ustillo, but this is a quick scope. I think it was above his head. And it's another round and a sniper rifle for Renegades.
So what we saw there is kind of like baseline execute on outside on Train. And because it's so difficult to take outside, because the CTs have a lot of things they can use to work with, same reason why it's so good in post-plant, or so good in post-plant for a terrorist, is a lot of the nades can be focused on T-con. Smoking out ladder makes it really hard to get out of. Holding ladder makes it really hard to take. A lot of teams will throw their first set of smokes, which will be like a sandwich smoke and an E-box smoke, and that'll deny line of sight from T-con and deny line of sight from everywhere except for back 6 on the right side of Hell. And then because of that, the CTs will feel compelled to throw all their grenades towards T-con. And then you wait a few seconds, wait those grenades out, and throw your second set of smokes, and then by that time you can't get mollied out of T-con. But Renegades threw a couple of really good late grenades that killed them inside of T-con during the second tier that execute.
Handled it very well, but Ethan will walk out, get the headshot onto his Stillo on B, so contact play going really well. And such is the nature of Train here, it can be hard as the CTs to get the info that something like that might be coming. And the bomb is down immediately. And this is a really big problem. It's B is very hard to, or very easy to retake unless the terrorists immediately have the entire control of all of that yard, because then all of a sudden you can't get out the choke points. And so that's really where the main point of contention usually is on a retake, and you can see Renegades respecting that very fact, saving with all 4 players. Their money is very low, of course, as we can see. Pretty pivotal rounds from an economic standpoint.
Yeah, yeah, you pointed out a very big difference between, like, it is very easy to retake, but you have to at least have that whole back area to work with first. Because if you think that T's might be able to get there, stop you from even getting out of Z, then you're just going to waste lives. So it might not even be worth it to attempt to go for the retake. The key player in that situation is your Z rotator, how fast he is. If your T guy, if your inside guy gets lurked on, because it's really hard to watch upper and lower from at the exact same time. So if he gets lurked out on, it's almost always over right away. But if your fast rotate and Z is there to help you upper and watch that cross and get that first kill, it's a complete game changer.
That was really quick. I'm guessing that was deliberate. Very, very quickly into Pop Dog with a double stack as well. Now looking for anybody on top of the trains. You might find a sniper up on the trains looking into A main. So got to be careful about that if you're on CT side. Works both ways though. You can look into Pop from up the trains near IV as well. Smoke into Connector. Maybe trying to bait some Molotovs out from the CT side, who may fear and execute. That one smoke may wonder if there is a split possible with Pop Dog, but with nothing behind it, maybe they will second guess themselves. Daps trying to creep through the smoke, not going to work out on this occasion. Not afraid to dance around smokes is Daps. We saw it on his phone on the CT side in the previous map. Standing in the place where he was least likely to get sprayed, so if there was a push coming through, he may be able to abuse them. So there's some info for Renegades now. They've seen a smoke in the side of the Pop Dog area. Almost a teammate spray down a Nifty, relying on his teammate. Didn't work out. 3-on-3 as Jacob creeps behind Breeze. We gets taken down by JKS, who's up on the high ground, and Fugly spots him. And I think he might know Jacob's there as well. Molotovs to force JKS from his position. Fugly holding the angle, but for a second too short. Jacobs with an off angle on Ivy to take him down, leaving Search to plant the bomb. Will he escape the smoke though? Seems that he might. JKS still up top, moving to E-box now, but can he continue with the 1 versus 1s? Not going to be easy. And there's a grenade to finish Zerk off.
Jaken doing a very good job in that round from a couple perspectives. Just it's a very hard line to walk, very hard balance to strike in sort of creating enough presence on alley so the T's don't feel like they can just walk all the way up, and in a versus just not dying because and not presenting opportunities for the T's to get a pick on the alley player. Because if you open up alley from the T side perspective, it becomes very easy to split onto that site, and then the player on the in the heaven position is not going to have as easy of a time. So really nice to see Jacob playing that spot very well. NRG now in a position where they can still get together a buy. Thankfully, Zerk did manage to get the bomb down, but we can see they are lacking in the utility here. Daps without an AK. Stello playing forward position there. NRG just running a default at the moment, getting that basic map control. Ali, the inner area as well. That's beat.
That's sick. I like how people are throwing grenades now, where if you can throw your grenades running and you don't actually have to stop, run forward and throw. You can use your sideways momentum to throw your grenade as long as you're aiming in the correct spot, and that's sick.
Yeah, that was quite nice. I need to practice that because I have not tried to do that before, but it has clear advantages. Renegades with 3 remaining, including 2 AWPs. Jacob is going to have the advantage of being further away from that corner. So Breeze will be claimed. No bomb spotted though. Seems to be making its way towards the B bomb site. Fugly keeping control of the upper area, but it's nobody's guess what lies below. Maybe they will rely on Zerk to make a play. Or maybe it'll be a split. Ethan getting some info towards Pop Dog, but nobody biting. And that's going to put 2 people on the B bomb site for Renegades near Connector. They've got a strong position. Jacob around main, so if they try to rotate the bomb, then he may cut it off before it makes it to the site. But will he have good timing? There's Molotov just in case. Will he stand in the flames? The bomb's been spotted now, trying to buy time, but Zerk is there from Ivy.
Yeah, great plays there from Zerk. I don't think they had any idea about him being in that position. We'll come back to that. The bomb is planted here. Ali's side, Pop side. Really solid spot here for NRG to play post plant. We described the advantages of this site for post plants previously. However, they only know 1 player towards the back lines at the moment. Fugly's going to have to work it out that there is a second as well, but maybe he won't be able to. Stillo with the first frag, leaving things down to Zerk. great with an AWP, but a rifle as well. Time is definitely playing against the CTs right now. They've got to get onto the bomb. Pressure Cirque into the open. There he goes. But they can't get the frag here, and the bomb is far too ticked for anything to be done in this position, I think, as Cirque wraps his way around, finds the perfect timing, doesn't get the follow-up, but the bomb will detonate, and NRG will win the round. And really nice lurking from Cirque into alley after Jacob cleared alley and then left the position. I think that was pretty crucial.
Yasulo ran back towards the bomb by going right instead of left. If he went left, maybe he would have survived. Bearing in mind, it's like circles, isn't it? Circles of damage spreading out.
Yeah,
so
circle, yeah.
He kind of went back into the circle as opposed to out of the circle.
There was a small thing that happened like in the middle of the round where Jacob peeked as they mollied they mollied T-Con, and then Jacob peeked into the molly to get the kill. And just a small thing is like when a team does like super late execute, you should almost never respect their grenades because they're going to skip tons of angles trying to get the bomb down or get ahead with the round. So it was good that he took that damage for the peek.
Bomb spotted early here for Renegades, rotating one player in from CT. Azza on the late lurk. 1 minute 20 on the clock as the bomb goes down, and I think it's Daps who's already waiting for a rotation upper. In this situation, you'll often want this guy to go as late as possible to allow the other teammates to run distraction and maybe give the impression that nobody's on that flank. But now there's a man advantage. It's almost inevitable that Daps will hold his position unless somebody gets picked off. And perhaps because of that, Renegades will back away from the B bomb site. They can't really get anything done in this situation, and it's good that they realise that.
Yeah, their money's really atrocious now as well, so really have to hold on to all of these guns, even the scouts. Actually playing pretty well overall, I would say. I think, you know, the early round we're seeing some good defaults, we're seeing good use of utility, some very decisive plays. They're throwing. I like how they like to throw in contact plays every so often as well. I think they've got a pretty good balance of strategies here in their playbook.
I personally I'm really against forcing up on CT rounds, not because of your odds of winning the round itself, even though those, like I say, it's a 40%. Actually, it's a fast round here, so let's talk about this. Sir comes all the way down to hell. Azur gets that opening kill, and he's wrapping on the site.
Oh man, wow. With a USP no less.
Oh wow.
Breeze and Daps. Well, now just Daps. Okay, well that happened.
I don't understand what happened there, but okay.
Did he get a double dink? Because I don't think Cirque took any damage, right, when he came to hell?
I don't know what happened. I didn't hear the ding dong, but suddenly Cirque was dead. Such a fast round. Oh, I think he might have.
Oh my god.
Swiping like he's got an AWP. Both these teams will be on the bye. Fugly somewhat short though. With the CZ.
Counter-Strike's like a game of dominoes sometimes. Like you push over the first one and that's it for everyone.
See if that's a game this round. Really fast first kill.
Going back to the contact routes, but Azza has something to say about that. Looking pretty easy so far if Renegades to get into the B yard. You can see that there's no forward presence from NRG. They still have to get the bomb down, and there's only 2 of them left now, just 1. Traded out though, Breeze doing a fairly good job here. Creates a 1v1, and with plenty of time, he's got a lot of cool options at his disposal now.
Yeah, this is the fun part, really. Minute up, you can wait for rotate. It's actually going to make some noise. I don't know if that's heard, though. Doesn't seem like it.
I wonder how many bullets he had before reloading. Must have been low, because sometimes it's just not worth it.
Uh-oh.
Well, he has plenty of time on the clock to make a decision, but if Jacob pops up, surely Breeze is not going to be ready for it. And there is the kill for Jacob.
For Jacob, you know, he's a fast rotate to both sides. Anywhere he stands is pretty good. As long as he's not, you know, Ivy or T-Con or something like that. He's not really committed to A either. And for Breeze, he's just got a...
Breeze.
Yeah, he's got a spray and pray.
Second game for NRG today. Again, we will be seeing Renegades all day, all evening here in North America. This is the first day of spring, apparently.
Yeah,
so welcome,
happy spring.
Spring. Please hurry up and continue. It has not been the warmest here in Santa Monica. Ethan taken out towards Ivy, but a second player has been spotted there. Not carrying the bomb, however. In the meantime, man like Daps was making inroads towards Ivy, but he was spotted from camera. Caught on camera, perhaps. Fugly, Breeze, and Cirque remain. There is a deagle onto Breeze, or Brezzy, if you prefer.
I think it's Breezy.
Yeah. I was going to say there's like maybe a couple ways you could say it, but I think we collectively chose the way that sounds the best.
I like Breeze.
I think Breeze, yeah.
Yeah, but his
Brezzy doesn't sound. I mean.
Do you ever use the slang that you're going to breeze out from somewhere?
No.
Okay.
Like I got a breeze.
Slang. Oh yeah.
I've heard that one.
I've got a breeze. I'm breezing out, man.
I like that.
I got to breeze out.
We
Mum's
say
on the phone. I got to breeze out, lads.
in Toronto we say I got to cut.
Cut?
Yeah.
Wow. Got to cut what? Some drugs?
No, like leave.
Oh.
Cut. Like cut off, I guess.
So you meant like cut the powder, launders?
No, not like cut the powder, James.
Trying to shake off your bad boy reputation with this new haircut.
I don't even know. Are you saying I sold drugs before?
Good Asian boy launders is here.
Asian boy.
No more cutting required. Estillo's been cut from this round though. Haircut from Fugly. Minute 20 on the clock, and Jacob's made a forward play to try and get some information, but is he willing to go up the ladder? It is not an episode of Ninja Warrior. But does he have the warrior in him, Dan? That is the question.
It's a really good position to take, because NRG are in a... I mean, this is why train is weird, because it's like very difficult. There's no like mids in train. You either are in the site or you're not, and if he's going to catch a kill there, that it's going to give JChem the read that they should be pressuring his position. Cirque, meanwhile, has made his way to hell, so Cirque is becoming the playmaker potentially here for NRG. If someone can create some kind of a distraction, but it seems like maybe they know JChem will reposition to B-box. Cirque now getting into the action, spotted, I think. Going around the side of the train, picks up the frag. Now an opportunity for a plant, and that's exactly what will happen. NRG in a great spot. I'm not sure how they've managed to make this happen. Despite the man disadvantage positionally, they're really struggling. But now they've managed to pivot everything. As then JKS going in for the retake through connector. But where do you look? Always the issue with this bomb site. And as I recognizes, there is not much left to do with his current position.
Making a lot of noise.
Do you think he'll survive?
He might die there.
Yeah. Their money really sucks.
Oh, he got an op. That's what it was.
20 HP. Should be good from that far away. Ooh, lost 4. Wholesome launders. I think that's what we can call you. This is wholesome launders. And then just normal launders. Launders money.
Launders
on the other days. 2 rounds remain in the first half. Close for the time being. Renegades have got the money to buy Nifties on the AWP, including Kevlar. He has a smoke grenade as well. Better smoke grenades, well, better grenades in general than we saw in their first buy round Renegades. Especially after charging the A site, doing some money away. So we've got the bait and switch set up here from Renegades, where Nifty is close. So rather than, sometimes some teams would have a rifler in Jacob's position, and yes, he has a rifle, but he's holding the pop flash. That's his primary use in this situation. There's one grenade, and there's both players and Jacob taken out. So maybe the sword is mightier than a light bulb in that scenario.
Than the light bulb?
That was really funny, actually.
That was a disaster.
The fact that Jacob is like holding the flashbang that's supposed to save Nifty, and then he just dies first. You know it's not going to go well after that point.
Yeah, the setup is... I don't know. The setup's maybe a little bit flawed just because he doesn't have to be exposed to throw the flashbang. And also, Nifty is supposed to hit the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's... I mean, where would you throw the flash from? Because he might be exposed from main if he goes behind this box, or from Pop Dog.
Oh, well, they're holding Ivy, so he's got to have a teammate to cover him from anywhere else.
Az has got a lot to do. 1 versus 4. That's taken out, and Cirque will be there to trade from that Pop Dog position. And there's round number 8 for NRG.
Let's extend the round a little bit for that.
Get those jumps in. So, oh man, that is purely robotics from Breeze. Maybe he is hacking after all.
So no money to go into the last round with, so that's a sad prospect for Renegades, but maybe they can make something happen with their creativity. Maybe they've been watching Art Attack, I don't know. See if...
Do you guys have Art Attack in the UK?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Weird Art Attack. I thought it was a British show.
I think everything earlier, James thought Head and Shoulders was British, and we thought Head and Shoulders was like Canadian or American.
Really?
I don't know, but it seems like everything that we have, we just think it's from our country.
Yeah, that's true.
Last round of the first half, and NRG are getting wrecked at the moment, although they're starting to fight back. Cirque and Daps with 2 kills, evening the numbers. Double UMPs for what remains of Renegades, but you still know he may be the key player here because one would assume he is positioned undetected. And if he has time to make his way towards main, then that might be the round because the bomb lies and waits on the back of Daps. He's got his pack lunch in his backpack, but it might get stolen by the likes of Renegades. Might get his chain taken as well. But there is Daps, and now it's just down to Ustilo. And range might even be a problem in this situation. With the UMP, indeed it is. Damage fall off too great on this occasion, and Cirque will win the round 9-6 NRG.
It's a British show, I just looked it up.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
okay.
get wrecked.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I still enjoyed it.
Well then, big pistol round for both teams. Will it be 9-9? Will it be 12-6? Will it be something in between? Fugly with 3 kills in that half. Unlike him. And that was a T side as well, so it's not like...
One thing we did in our match was on our T side, because it's so easy to get a bomb plant inner, we just didn't buy anything on our pistol rounds. And then on the second round we have $3,000 if you don't get any kills. And if you weren't the guy who planted the bomb, you have 3,000 flat. So you got 2 Galils armored up. Oh wow, fast pistol round. A couple of quick headshots. Ethan gets his as well, and now there's only 2.
Yeah, pretty tough from this point. They're separated as well. Even if they were to win their individual fights, life is hard, life is tough. And now life is over. If and if to be reborn again though. 10-6, NRG winning a pretty critical round, of course, starting off their CT economy well.
I like this idea. So you rushed B, or you made a play to B with you didn't buy anything at all in the pistol rounds.
Yeah.
Planted a bomb, lose the round.
So we pulled, I grabbed, it was actually a phase round from an ECS match where they did a pistol where they all armored up, but no one bought utility. So we took that same thing except did it without armor. And it was Rain goes upper and he peeks and he takes some shots, and then that pulls like any Z guy or any guy on top trains feels uncomfortable, and then everybody else bombs down the ramp, and then you get a plant almost certainly. You get the plant, you lose the round, 3,000 bucks each, 2 Galils, and then 3 SMGs, and then the 3 SMGs can have utility. Go inner again, send the 2 Galils upper, and take the long range fights. You know there's no op, so they can't op you pushing upper. That's when upper's strong. And then the 3 SMGs down the ramp with the smoke flashes and whatever. RXQ.
Nice, I like it.
I made a really good molly that it lands in the middle of Summit, which is the back of bomb, and and the back of Pop Dog or Blue Train or whatever you call it in the UK. And then it actually mollies so that you can't peek the right side of the bomb or the right side of Pop Dog. So you can't peek the lower ramp, just one Molotov. Bardolph tier Molotov.
I'm impressed. Wholesome Launders making some Molotovs. But we may have a wholesome round. That is $1,800 he just made. Oh, I did that once on a trampoline. And then I did it again 5 minutes later.
Made $1,800?
No, I landed on my neck with my feet behind my head. And then I got up and did exactly the same thing again. And then I couldn't turn my head to the right and had to stop doing jiu-jitsu. And then I got lazy and never went back. So...
Fast forward 10 years.
Yeah, I could have been, lucky for me, I could have been
That's
the
like
wheel deal.
That's the definition of life comes at you fast.
Full buy round for both sides now. 6-12, Renegades charging through A, and maybe they'll try to charge through these players as well. Jacob's in a very important position. CT's looking for information, but Ethan will be quicker on the trigger finger. Moving towards D-box now, he's got quite close range with the MP9. That's doing the job. Man like Daps. 4 versus 2. JKS is trying to retrieve this round for his team, but now he's the last man standing. He knows where one of these 3 players is, and that one will be enough. Ethan really holding his own around that bomb train that entire round.
Yeah, on FACEIT execs, he's got the most versatile position. Like, your guy up front by E-Box is like really likely to die, but Ethan's got to hold for rotates. He's got to get 2 or 3 kills, and he has to play. He has so much to work with his boxes. But the guy playing FNX or E-Box, he's kind of a one-trick pony. You know, he's got to kill the guys crossing, and then probably trade him out. And then your Ivy guy usually gets smoked out, so it puts a lot of pressure on Ethan.
Pretty chill position for Fugly. Doesn't not really have to do much except get the info there. One of the key things as well is in knowing how strong it is for the T's to take or win a round on a B plant by taking the full yard. You want to sometimes just play like middle of the yard setups around that summit position or that sort of area just to deny forward control and to buy time for your teammates to get in there to then have a good vantage point for throwing grenades. If they get the bomb down, doesn't really matter most of the time. And then nuke them with the grenades, and life is good.
Yeah, and if you just throw the Molotov as they're coming out, like they can't even stand anywhere. They try to cross to the back of the site, and then they have just nowhere to stand if you're Summit or as they're saying anywhere in the middle of the site. That was a nice
continuation spray. Give it to me, baby. It's like he was pouring the finest cup of tea, ever so slowly, so delicately, marvelously.
Yeah, newer players might not notice, but like that's a situation where his spray goes to the right, so he pulls straight down, and then his next set of bullets just goes up for him.
There we go. Lovely.
So he didn't even have to move his crosshair, just straight down.
Excelente. Like that chocolate advert. Excelente.
Oh, the dark chocolate?
Hey?
Dark chocolate.
What are you saying?
Excelente?
I don't know what you're
Are
saying.
they a company? Or what are you saying?
I was finished with my point. We're trying to commentate around here, Launders.
Oh, sorry.
Can you just chill out and let us do our job, please?
I want to know about this chocolate.
I was throwing to Dan. He hasn't even spoken yet. Even though I cut him off before he was going to speak, but then I threw it to him again afterwards. But look what you've done. You made it worse.
I hate to throw fuel on the fire.
Well, this is cool though. 3v3. Daps has decided to take control in T main. It's a really good response from the CT side. I think, you know, if the Ts are going to be making a play towards A, it's likely you'd either get some sound cues there or some players pushing you, or just generally a good spot for info. And you can see they're starting to work out that nothing's happening towards A so far. They're going to be in position to deal with a B push, but Renegades can still go down Pop Dog. But if they do, Daps is in sort of a catch-all position, which is really nice if they do go towards A. So I think NRG are in a good spot right now, despite the uncertainty. They've set up well for this round. As Launders mentioned previously, there's such a fast rotation time for B to A as well. Ooh, that's able to molly out Daps. Very suspicious of that position, and he's right to be so suspicious as they'll go for that outside plant. Really nice movement there from Renegades. Let's see if Daps can make good of this spot.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell his teammates it's not E-Box, it's not T-Con. Can let him know. Oh, wow.
Oh, the bravery to re-peek of the grenade.
Yeah.
Willing to die for his country. And now it's man known versus man unknown. Man unknown Ethan, and now he's the last man standing. Really on point with the aim today. No smoke grenade or anything for the bomb. Spotted one of them, but surely he will be teased now. He won't be given what he wants. He must leave empty-handed. Or maybe not. Yustillo trying to take him out, but he'll fall in the meantime. AWP collected. And it's another round in the bag for Renegades. Half the score of their opponent, though. The road to recovery is long, it's arduous, but it's something they need, especially with 2 more matches to come for them.
It's pretty rough though. They lost every player but one. Their money is not in a spot where they can even get full... Can they get full utility? I don't think they can. No. That sucks. Sucks to win like that.
Yeah, it's hard to do a lot of things on low utility, and the other thing is, like, certain plays are going to be very obvious, but, oh, fast ladder control denied by the great spawn from Ethan, and he's already a beast in ladder, so that's a double whammy right there.
Ethan is doing it today.
He looks amazing. Like, even in that last little bit where he was saving, his mouse control was, like, perfect. His movement looks on point. He's hitting all his shots.
25 for 12.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see some of the players who were on CLG and in some of the, I guess, troubled times of CLG, such as Ethan, doing well. And he's definitely quite the talent. And right now, Renegades are trying to save this. Nifty, and he's still like moving in towards the outer bomb sites. Still now revealed his presence towards Ali, and NRG doing the smart thing, just sort of giving up some space, just so that they can get the info, they can play together. No need to take 1v1s here. Make the T's work for that bomb plant. We've got 40 seconds to go for it. And that's Cirque now taking down his silver. They know where Nifty is. Double peek comes in, and that's around 15 for NRG. And Renegades now. We saw how bad their money was. But look at it now. Look at it now.
Now it's the last chicken in the shop. You know, you come to the butcher's late. And you don't even have a choice. It's just the last one. Nobody wants that.
It could be a runt. Could have great feathers.
Nobody wants that. 7-15 Renegades with 4 CZ 75s and a Desert Eagle. Not an easy gun to handle. Trust me, I fired it. They have 4 grenades, 2 flashbangs, a Molotov, and a smoke. Perhaps the smoke goes towards that connector position. Fugly trying to deter them from any early action, but they will walk out. That could have been 2. I think Jacob got legged in the meantime, but Cirque will continue to shoot these birds out of the sky as we're Nifty remain. Bomb plant is inconsequential now if they don't win the round. 5 versus 1, 5 versus none. 16-7 NRG, 2 for 0, and that means they are 6 for 0 on top of the leaderboard early on in ECS.
And as we learned from last season, the round difference also very important. They had 2 very dominant matches overall. So 16-7 here, and what was it, 16 on Inferno. But yeah, that might count for them if they somehow start blowing matches or it gets tight at the end of the season. It's a very strong RD.
I just like how NRG seem to have a pretty, I feel like this broadcast so far has been just all about NRG. I think they've just generally been quite impressive, especially for me, just seeing the evolution from the previous season, seeing how the new lineup really works for them. They just seem like they should go quite far if this continues as it has been. I mean, Daps doesn't have to do too much, and I feel like a lot of the fragging that he's been doing has been because he's been set up to do it. It's not like he's Nico running around one-tapping everybody. It makes a lot of sense right now for me how NRG are playing. I'm liking it a lot, and hope that it can continue a dominant result against Renegades, who did not really make NRG sweat too much in this series.
Damn, Cirque actually had a 3.29 KD, 23-7. I don't even remember actually. Like, I remember the 1v2 from Cirque, but not too many of Cirque's rounds overall. And, still had a massive, maybe you guys do, but...
That game sucks for Nifty, that's what I know. He had like 7 kills, so not happening for him. But enough about NRG. Renegades have 2 more games to come, and they will be against E United after the break. And after the break, there will be apparently there'll be a large points drop, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes.